See if this is working here. All right, there we go. Um, well, I'm here a little early, but like I said, welcome back to the stream. Um, for those of you joining after the fact, today I am doing another set of photos from late 2003. Again, this is going to be a short. I mean, within my first few months of moving to Baltimore, and this is just another setup of photos. Actually, this is covers Thanksgiving in 2003, where I will go to the switching SMS lines in the Penn Warner Industrial Park for the first time. I recently did another photo set from 2004, but that was actually my second visit. I've gone in 2003. They sort of got dumped into the same set. So today we're going to be doing a bunch of Baltimore photos, mainly around the Baltimore Belt Line, the cut between Charles Street and St. Paul, site of the 2014 wall collapse. And tomorrow I'm going to get to the SMS stuff. So today we're going to be doing Baltimore. And I'm just going to start going until people arrive. So we'll see what's up. Anyway, like I said, it's October, November 2003. Photos on the Baltimore Belt Line today. SMS lines in Pennsylvania tomorrow. So, like I said, I lived half a block from the Baltimore Belt Line. The Baltimore Belt Line's the site of the first, was built in 1890 to get trains from the Camden Yard area up and around so they could go on the Philly sub to hit Philly. It was built, I said, around the 1890s. Was the site of the first main line of electrification in the world due to the Howard Street and other tunnels in the complex and the stiff 1 to 2% grades on the line. So when you lived about a half a block away, not only would I get warning of trains from signal calling, I would hear them struggling up the hill if they were going up the hill. So coming west, this is facing west, you'd hear a detector at mile point like 1.8 or something. And then coming the other way, they'd call the signal, but they were going slower going up the hill, so I had enough time to run the half a block down there. So I'd run the half a block, I'd jump up on the fence, railing, and get my pictures. And I did this for a good number of months, and then I got sort of sick of it. And then I lived there for another 13 years, and I just sort of never did this run down catch the train with the same enthusiasm as I did my first couple days there. One of the neatest bits is my block was located at the east end of Huntington Avenue interlocking, where you had a 4-orbital CPL dwarf mounted on the wall, left mounted, by the way, so that means it had to have gone in after the 1980s, or that might have been a mod, or might have had a waiver for it. But over the years, I did see every signal that could be displayed on that CPL displayed. And starting off, right off the bat, I got a stop and proceed or restricted proceed. Not the easiest signal to get because these were approach lit. That means you would have had to have a train leave the block and then have the signal be immediately thrown in the opposite direction, or have one train directly following another. So this was actually one of the harder ones to get, and I managed to get it right off the bat, way back in 2003. I'm going to be using some of my photos last couple weeks ago. Let's see who's here. We got some people here. say hi. For some reason, my Paint Chat Pro likes to take a while the first time it's saving. I think it's doing some sort of weird thing where it's checking through the directory listing. But anyway, that's a little bit too big. There we go. That's a bit better. Had it saved a little too high. Perfect. So again, for those who haven't heard, these were all taken with my 3 megapixel old digital camera. I'm gonna just severely crop this down for more close up of it, because otherwise I'd be duplicating that sort of tunnel mouth shot. Straighten it out a bit. There it goes. Yeah, I can just save it right there. I think the last signal that I had to catch on that was medium, approach medium, and I got that just a few months before the signal was retired. So there you go. Here we have another one. You know, when you start out, hey, it's super easy. You can sort of get whatever you need. Here we have approach, not the most stable one, but approach wasn't too hard to get. Many times trains would be running up to a stop at, I guess there'd be again, if trains are running back to back, sometimes they'd follow a mainline train with a light engine move or something. They'd pull up the signal, and the train would just be looking at a stop and proceed or something at Mount Royal. So you get an approach. It was 4-block signaling, but so here at Huntington Ave, which used to be part of the North Ave Towers territory. I was talking about that last week. If I can find it. No, that's not it. I had that North American Towers thing up somewhere. I'll just pull it up here. Make sure I have that up for you. Anyway, Huntington Ave was the east end of the North Ave passing siding. 5,000 feet later, you'd have Mount Royal interlocking. Then about another mile or two after that, there'd be HB Tower. So because of that short signaling block, a stop or equivalent at HB Tower would result in an approach medium at Huntington Ave. So approach medium to approach at Mount Royal to whatever, slope, usually maybe a restricted proceed into the Y or something down there. I had this up last time. Approach wasn't very common, but it was more common. It was certainly more common than stop and proceed. Here we go. I'll just leave this up. So my interlocking is all the way up there, but by this time, and that's why you're right. It's that signal would have been probably modified in the late 80s or post 1985, because this tower is probably closed around 1985, based on the other photos I've seen. Okay. Anyway, sorry for the long rambling. Just got to set the stage a little bit. One of the things I noticed my first year was that there were a number of maple trees right along in there, and you can get some in the evening or when you were doing the light shots. You get some wonderful fall foliage pictures during this period of time. So let's just see who we have here. That looks like 5117, which is... That's a C40-10W. Oops. Gotta chop down the... I keep forgetting to chop the quality. There we go. And he is about to take that approach signal. There we go. Perfect. All right, what's next? And looks like there's an AC. Well, let's just check that. Number 39, I think was... They might have moved that, but I think that's an AC 4400. Yeah. That's nice. Unlike NS, CSX generally has made its low numbers available. You see them around a lot, especially where I was, including single digits. NS put its CSX is sort of a mirror image of NS. NS was a big thing of DC. And the meat of their fleet was the 600 C40-9Ws. CSX at the same time bought a similar number of AC 4400s. NS put their things in the 9000 series. CSX put them in the 0 to 1000 series. So again, it's pretty neat. I mean, it's just interesting, sort of a thing in contrasts. So here's some of the night shots that you could do. I would be bracing the camera in that wrought iron sort of fencing there. That chain link is because it over the 113 years as it deteriorated, they had to patch it with chain link. Now I'm gonna look at doing some cropping here, but I'm not sure. I could bring that down a little bit. There we go. I don't need all that tree, and I don't need all that foreground blurry thing there. But you can see the train, and this is what I discovered. At night, the train would light up the tunnel a good amount of time before it would actually get there. Now, I'm going to try to... it's signaling. Oh shoot, I didn't think to find it on this one, but here it is. Those are terrible names. Anyway, I'm going to find something better. Yep, there's the original. I gotta see if I spell foliage. Probably should just number them, but whatever. It seems lazy. Alright. Yeah, see, and as the train would come on, you just, again, you'd set your exposure for about a second or two, and you'd get it lighting up the whole tunnel like that. Really fun. Um, really fun to do, but like I said, I just sort of got tired of it. You really had to book it to get out there. You had about, when you heard the radio call, you maybe had 30 to 60 seconds to go run half a block and get into position. I did a few in later years. I probably should have done more. Here we go again. Got the glare of the headlight as it comes out. This was sort of an experimental thing. I took a lot of photos just trying to get it to go right. The first couple times I did it, you had to sort of judge how fast the train was going because it seemed closer than it was. Here we have the other way I would do it, with the train. You can see the train blurring in there, lighting up the tunnel and approaching the signal. And you'd get another really cool effects here. As it was back, the sort of light, there'd be a ring of light around the tunnel that would get narrower and narrower as the train approached. Really cool. I really had a great time doing this, and I probably should have done it more, but the other thing was just sitting ready with your scanner, and then you just had to, book it out of there, and there was this brief period in the fall where it was, best thing. Here we have just some of the foliage here on 26th Street. This is the area that would have suffered the tunnel collapse about 11 years later. This isn't a great photo. It's a little blurry. But as time went on, first off, all the trees died. So this tree in front of me, it died. All the trees started dying. Not all of them, but like this one specifically, there's really nice foliage ones. They died. And then the sidewalk started, this right where the curb is, started to sink down. So these cars that would be parked there, these are actually pretty level. About, 8 years later, you can go on Google Street View and see, like they'd be at a good 20-degree tilt as the road was sort of sinking down in there. And then in 2014, after like a week of rain, the whole thing just collapsed. Kaboom, gone. So this is a good sort of a good historic photo there of what it was. But again, you didn't really notice that there was a problem way back in 2003. This tree in front, I think, was one of the first that went. I don't know how many others died. I have to go back on Street View and check. And here we just have just some motion blur of a train plus a blurry stop signal. Not great, but I think I cut this one early on back in the day, but I'm going to clean it up a little bit and save it out this time. All right. Well, we got through one set. See what people are up to. Yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions. There'll be more interesting stuff later, but I'm gonna get through these night shots. You see? Look, Penn Station stuff. But first we got to have our vegetables. So let's see what I can do with this. I want to get rid of some of that chain link. I don't need it. I'm just going to try cropping it out. Oh, that's worse. It makes it unbalanced. Oh, and I was always fooling around with different exposure lengths. It was sort of a learning process. So here we have a train blur just approaching that approach medium, position light. Approach medium was probably one of the more common ones you'd see because there was always something going on. I never knew what was ever going on down at Huntington Ave or at HB Tower if they were just routing them down to Locust Point, so trains were getting a restricting down there. I mean, at this time, actually, that was before they sort of re-signaled that, so they should have been getting a slow approach. But, again, I'm not sure, would you go approach medium to approach slow at Mount Royal? Could have. Sure. It's not beyond the realm of possibility, but they could have done that. Little red there. You can see I repositioned my camera, adjusted the zoom all sort of differently than the last time. There we go. Alright, this is junk. Did I even save that the first time? No, I don't think I did. I saw something there with the end of train sign. If I go back there. This the one? I think it is, but that's just pathetic. Oh, I did save it. Guess I'm being artistic or something. Okie doke. Sorry about that one. It was sort of dull. Here we have, as you see, in a medium approach, but unfortunately just take not didn't get a good stable photo for it. Oh, by the way, the ones you see here are the good ones. There were a lot of rejects when I was doing this. I mean, I would be out there getting pictures, trying to get pictures of the signals or whatever, and a lot of they wouldn't even make it to the card. They would just be immediately deleted off the camera there because they were just junk. But I got this one of the the medium approach, so. Oh shit! No wonder. There we go. Again, looking towards St. Paul Tunnel. Another interesting thing there, if you can sort of make it out, is there we have St. Paul, and there was this little grass strip, and I think CSX has to maintain that, like, mow it. It was one of those. It was really well taken care of until that, again, the collapse. That didn't get affected by the collapse, but they couldn't. No one could really get in there to maintain it, and then it got all weedy. And I think they still mow it, but the grass isn't as nice. So I don't know if there's it's like a church next door. So I never could figure out if the church was responsible for mowing that, or if CSX would come out every so often and mow that. And I was very proud of these photos back in the day. Today, if I had better stuff, today if I had better, worked it with better equipment, I'm sure it would be a little bit nicer. Once again, we have also, this was in the time before Baltimore converted to LEDs. A lot of people don't like the LEDs very much, the LED street lamps, but their color rendering index is way better than the sodium vapor. Leaps and bounds. It makes everything way better for night photography. It's like using photo floods. It's like in a world where all the lights are photo floods. Okay, finally we got past that. In my original apartment, it's one of those things that I think the apartment used to be converted offices, and they were using this really crappy management agency. Because when the owners who owned the building started managing it directly, they noticed, like, I was the one who had to tell them, like, all the problems, like all the leaks all over the place. Now, again, I'm just a grad student, so I didn't really care. It's sort of, you can put up with a lot back then. All right, just trying to figure out what to name it. Not sure what that giant aluminum saucer was or where that came from, but there it is. So now we're down to Penn Station. Here we have some of the Mark GP39 -2Hs. These are still working for Mark, even though the arguably cooler GP40 WHs got those. I think these were technically newer, but I never got figured out why they kept these things and not the WHs. Let's see what I have on the original names. You see those. You see those guys. Those 38-2Hs on a lot of the Camden line stuff these days. So they'll appear everywhere. Here's the old post office that's adjacent to the we used to, the type of post office that was adjacent to the train station, because that's where the mail was. Now it's adjacent down to the airport. If you ever send stuff through, it always goes through Linthicum, which is right next to the airport. I'm going to resave that as a infrastructure photo, because again, here's an interesting thing. It's easy to forget, but in 2003, Acellas were new. Yeah, you think they've been around for forever, but they were new once, and still pretty exciting. When I start going to actual college up in New Haven, they were still doing power changes, and there were no Acellas. It's a nice picture. I think that might be a railroadpicturearchives.net or railpictures.net before they increased their standards. There we go. All right, whatever. Again, I'm gonna. I know I cut this before, but I'm gonna do it now. I'll do a square aspect ratio, because why not? Ugh. But sometimes you realize that it's just good to have the occasional photo. There we go. Let's see what people are up to. Alright, we're charging ahead here. If no one's asking any questions, I'm not going to stop and solicit them. Next set. Yep, there we go. There will be a short set after this one. Oops. Damn it. That was dumb. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Where's my stupid live stream? Oh, I killed... Shit. Oops. Anywho, that's what I wanted to do. Put the pictures into the browser. Yeah, my first My first semester at grad school. I mean, it was it's an adjustment because it's different type of classes than what I was used to. It wasn't like it was ultra hard, but at the same point, I really wasn't doing a lot. That I guess I don't know. I should be doing a lot. I don't know what I was doing. So here we have some Mark single level cars next to AX 2015 here at Baltimore Penn. I'll try to pop that color a little bit since it's such a gray day. I need to resave that other one. I shouldn't be saving this as... There's so little quality there. Okay, that's better. Oh, yay, HHPH. Let me see if I can cut out this dude's head. Oh, boy. That's going to be tough. No, I got it. There it goes. Looks like I was trying to grab it as it was pulling away. That's why it's a little soft. 49.14, which would have put it in the GG1 range. I love how all the commuter railroads seem to do a lot of 4000 series stuff, because that's what a lot of the PR electrics, either E44s or GG1s, were in those 4000 series. It can't be a coincidence, especially with these 4900s down in Mark. That's smack in the GG1 range. When I called that back in the day. I don't even think I saved this. That's got to be another one that I didn't save. So I don't think I need all of these. Yeah, this one's just junk. Yeah, it's junk. So that's gone. But here we have that. I think everything else is sharp. And that blur looks like a Conrail blur. So there you go. I'll take a Conrail blur. All right. No, I'm not even going to try it. It's clearly got the Conrail quality going on there. But beyond that, probably SD70M. If I had to guess, that was almost certainly an SD70M or an SD70i. But I have no idea which one it's going to be. I'm gonna pop the colors a little bit because it's fall foliage. So Charles Cut, eastbound. That's not night. Eastbound. There it goes. Boom. Got it. I'm just going to double check. I bet I didn't even save that other one back in the day. Where'd that have gone? Yeah, this is it. Yeah. Anybody? Okay. This is me zooming in on an approach medium here at Huntington Ave. Got a little bit of a rail reflection on that too, which is pretty neat. I'll try lightening it just a tad. Don't really want to ruin that. Got the nice lens flare going on. Don't need to resize it because it's smaller than what I need. Sort of fun trip down memory lane here for me. These aren't a lot of rail history, but it's got a lot of personal history. Ugh. Uh, yeah, I didn't. Oh. I'll save this one out, but it's sort of a blooper reel. Got a little car going by action. You can see you can see the time exposure amount just with the tail lights of a car there. Okay. Oops. What do we have here? Got plus foliage, plus... I'm just going to say plus fence. Oops, need a little... Drop that quality level. There we go. And this is a nice one. This is a very nice one with the approach medium. Same approach medium that you saw before. Let's make sure if I can get these just a little bit straightened. These are surprisingly easy to straighten. A lot of sometimes these angle ones have always been a bit of a pain to straighten, but these are straightening up pretty nice. I can just use the top of the tunnel as the reference point. So here we have the train coming in. I'm just going to lower this as much as I'd like to get the full that. Would I pop at the top? Let me see if I can get this to a 1:166 aspect ratio. How's that? Oh, I just want a little bit less on the side. Right to there, and I'll push it down. Okay. That's pretty good. That looks good. A little grainy, but it's, what would you expect? Still pretty fun. So here is, did I put this down as Amtrak 54? Because that's not, that's 541. Oh God. Yeah. First I want to see what that is. It is a, no. SW 1500. Oh God, the sodium vapor is just absolutely atrocious. But again, I'm going to cut out most of that that walkway, the platform there. I don't know what I was doing in DC. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know if it was school related or job related, you know, some sort of job interview. I have no idea. 541. So this, here we go again, and this time I have the Amfleet number, so I can throw that in on the file description as well. Amfleet number is probably a business class, 44921. Back in the day, I think business class was the first car, so 44921. Ah, damn, I really want to get that end of the platform, but it really screws up a lot of other stuff. All right, I'm going to not get... Oh, so many bad choices. See how this goes. Yeah, I can deal with that. Got the number there. Get the end of the platform. I guess that works, but oh, you can't do anything with this damn sodium vapor orange. Anyone who complains about LED lighting, they need to shut up. What are they thinking? How is this better? It is disgusting. Really? You like this? You like the way this looks? If you had to defuse a bomb and someone said cut the red wire, you wouldn't know which one it was. Oh, by the way, note the blue lights. Because they do a lot of various types of mechanical work, power changes, coupling at the station. Each of the platforms at Washington Union Station are fitted with blue light protection blue lights. I'm just going to cut this little bit of the corner here. Maybe it's my email. I can go back through my email to figure out why the heck I was in DC. Clearly had my camera with me. There's my marked bi-level train sticking its nose out through the interlocking there. Mark, I think they still run a couple Titanics. This is definitely a Titanic. It's like a 10. It used to. Now they have more bi-levels, so they don't need to quite run them. But back in the day, when they only had 4 HHP8s and the AEM7s were who knows where they were, Mark had had a number of trains that were just like 10 or 12 bi-level K cars with an electric on the with that HHP8 to get it moving. This might be arriving. This might be that headlight thing I saw. Oh yeah, this is clearly arriving. But and me just trying to get a better angle on it. I also, like I said, I like what I call diegetic night shots. That means you can't use a tripod. You have to use surfaces that are there. Chairs, you can use chairs, you can use tripod-like things, but you can't bring your own tripod. It's sort of lazy, I guess, for me not to have a tripod, but I like the challenge of it, and I do it to this day. Well, now I have stuff like camera night sight and other stuff like that, so I don't even need to use it. That just does it for me. But I always love these diegetic night shots. I think this is gonna be it, or maybe not. I don't know. Oh no, we got one more. Last one's it's a short set. Although all these have kind of been short sets. Oh god, more DC stuff. Oh wait, no, it's gonna be a way shorter set because I'm not doing the SMS stuff till tomorrow. 2, 3, it's like 7 pictures. All right, just gonna finish up with this DC stuff. I mean, the set, the set is titled DC Baltimore DC SMS. I mean, it can't get any more. It's exactly what it says on the tin. So here we have. Oh hey, look at that! I never noticed. That's a Mark AEM7. It wasn't an HHP8 on that train set. It was a Mark AEM7 hauling that damn thing. Remember, non-AC AEM7s only. Yes, the 7 is for diesel what EMD like to call diesel equivalent horsepower. Because electric, they could put the power down like all at once or something like that, or they had a short time overload. DC could always overload a little bit. And we got Kate Tower there too. But the continuous rating or official rating was non-overload was 4,300. So what do I do with this? Do I put this as a K Tower photo? Get the blue light flashing. That's pretty cool. This is not a bad. I mean, again, if this was LED lighting, it would be magnificent. But the sodium vapor is just destroys any, destroys it. I'm gonna make this K Tower pick. Amtrak 541 plus Mark 49XX. Oops, gotta mark that it's night. Try to mark all my night photos as night. Here we have an attempted zoom up to K Tower. And nothing I can really do to color correct it. The end of a cafe 43360. I guess that this would have been on. So I'm in the Mark train now, and this would have been on a lower track because you can see the food, the delivery zone over there. So it's 43360. I think they were running cafes on the end at some point, but then they moved them to the middle. They used to run them on like the beginning or the end or between the business and the end, but then they were like, if people have to walk all that distance, they're not going to go to the cafe. So they moved it, which isn't a bad idea. 43360 OT at Washington. Here we have another one. Not sure exactly what I was doing. 44727. Business class. Must have been making a cut. Yeah, it looks like they were cutting off the cafe car. Yeah, I think the train sets were like. Oh no, that wouldn't have worked. I don't know what the consist used to be back in 2003. I remember that the business class was on the end like it was today, which is always, well, or was it? Nah, forget. 44727. And yep, there's the couple. I don't know what they were. I guess the business class car was the tail end, and they were just hooking the food service up to it. So it would have been business class, food service, and then all the coaches. Today, food service in the middle, and the business is on the end, and there's a quiet car somewhere. I think quiet car was a thing around this time. It's just been started. At least I got the two numbers. 43360. I also mark those other photos as night. So I guess that's what I was taking a picture of, the coupling operation. Got lucky with this window. It's right outside. And coupled. Look at that. Ugh. All right. Awesome. Perfect. Done, done, done. So let's just see where that would have let us out. 250. Okay. Cut those. That means tomorrow we got a set of 45. So thank you very much for tuning in. I think I did a pretty decent job of getting that done for you. Anyone who missed tonight's stream, I will, will get posted in a couple weeks, or when I have enough other content. I don't like posting just these as videos or publishing them because it's sort of dull. If you can watch the whole stream, go ahead. And tomorrow we are going to be paying a visit to SMS Lines, finishing up this set. This is last time when you were at SMS Lines was from 2004. They had a Baldwin S12. Back in 2003, they had an older unit. One of the ones with the crazy Baldwin. It was a 7. What was it? A DS4-4 1000. The S12 I think was 750, or no, that should have been 1200. Whatever the other one was 750. I think it was an S8. Yeah. This was labeled Penders. Look, all the cool stuff tomorrow. So tune in. All right. Thank you very much. About the cab ride stuff. Yeah, I think I linked you the one that I had that I haven't published yet. Did you get that one? Yeah, I gotta figure out which. I got a couple of those, but it's again sort of sensitive. I gotta figure out which ones I can throw up there. Anyway, thank you everybody for watching. Remember tomorrow it's gonna be same time. 10 to 11 p.m. tomorrow night for those SMS videos, and I should be able to get them right out. Wow, hour and 1 minute, right on time. Everybody, stay safe, and I will see you back tomorrow.